When you have a storied tradition of something as legendary as steam beer, it's the place where so much started in American brewing history.
I'm Jeff. I just retired from the military, sold everything I own, and now I'm traveling around the world to learn from brewers, winemakers, distillers, and tell their story. This is my journey of beer, wine, and spirits.
I first toured Anchor Brewery in 1987 when I was going to college across the bay in Berkeley, and came over here with a bunch of buddies, and we toured this brewery, and it was the first brewery I ever toured. First time I ever saw beer being made up close and personal, and it was during the tasting after the tour that my buddy and I learned about for the first time. I had never even considered the concept of homebrewing, but the tour guide was talking to us about it and telling us how various other people have gotten into brewing, and obviously telling us the story of this brewery. But the part that awakened it for us was me and my buddy Daryl. We heard that there was a homebrew shop in Berkeley where we could buy everything we needed and start making our own beer. And it took us a week or two to figure it out that we were going to do it, but we decided to become homebrewers just by wandering into the Oak Barrel, a shop on San Pablo in Berkeley. It's still open today, and bought ourselves all the equipment and a kit to make our first brew. We made a nut brown ale, and it was delicious. It was a hobby throughout the rest of my college career, and I was an English major undergrad at Berkeley, so I was not preparing myself to go make beer for a living. I went and got a job teaching high school down in Southern California, and it was while I was there, my mom sent me an article about the brewing program at UC Davis, and that was the light bulb moment. Figuring out that, wow, I could go study this. And again, by that time, as a home brewer, I'd had successes and failures. Wanting to understand more about those failures and how to make them go away and understand the true science behind it intrigued me. And just like from there, got my way into Davis and studied brewing and turned a hobby into a career. In New Jersey in 1995, there were a couple of small breweries opening, and a couple of my buddies actually got jobs at those breweries. And so there were two big breweries on either side of New Jersey, Stroh Brewery in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I got the interviews at each place and took the job at AB. I was actually, pretty good at it.
How did Anchor kind of reel you in?
Getting ready to get started to start looking for a job, kind of process in my head when this job came open, and I just jumped. As soon as I heard about it, I applied, and within 3 weeks I had the job and I was leaving AB. Coming here, when you have a storied tradition of something as legendary as steam beer, it's the place where so much started in American brewing history. You got a lot of firsts here. You got a lot of carrying the torch of legendary beers that Fritz Maytag worked on with his team here, and the key for me was don't screw that up. The first year that I got here, I just sat back and watched as the recipe was formulated, as everybody worked together on it. The crafting of that every year is really an excitement. And then, we make a lot of new beers. That's the frenzy in craft brewing today, is to have a new flavor every week. So we're always working on the next great thing. The Anchor Steam beer is a unique San Francisco beverage. It was invented here, right? Having a copper-colored amber lager that's open fermented and fermented warm, so that it's nice estery bouquet of flavors, a delicate balance between bitterness, sweetness, maltiness, hoppiness, all of it just coming and hitting you right where you want for a beer that goes great with many different cuisines, especially great with seafood here in San Francisco. That level of connection to place, it starts with San Francisco. But then it's making San Francisco transportable in a bottle wherever you are, that you can have that sensory memory of connecting with the beer, the flavor, and the appreciation of the city.
You said when you moved back here, you got a job. It sounds like you're living the dream here as a brewer, with
living the dream,
drinking Anchor Steam.